la-di-da, here I go, going to bed, with my hair fully done, wearing a watch and my pink sweater, which I always wear when I go to bed.
Two gals on the phone. Veronica, I don't think Brad Quarterbeck is going to take me to junior prom. Get out. I just said Brad Quarterbeck. I wonder what position Brad has on the football team. Oh my gosh, there's a guy outside my house in a mask totally playing a prank on me. Remember when these were supposed to be relaxing? Craig Gilman is one of the most majestic, beautiful young men that I know. He's my dad. I inherited a lot of great things from my father. He's got great hair. But one quality that I inherited from good old Craig is something called impulse purchasing. You can tell the level of like crap that I'm going through by like how big my purchase is. If I were to buy a new TV or a new laptop, you'd be like, ooh, something happened to you. This particular impulse buy was called, ready? A motorcycle. That's right, ladies. I'm just as tough and edgy as I appear. You were looking for an alpha male? You found him. So this one time at band camp, I was down where I'm at now, St. George, Utah, my hometown, and I was waltzing the streets. I was in that post heartbreak, like earbuds are in, like I'm listening to all I can say is that my life is pretty plain. I like to watch the puddles gather rain. What's that song called? Blind Melons. It's just rain, right? What's the song called? I totally just did one of those like, wait, what's that? You ever have that? Do you have a friend? Does anybody in the comments down below have like a friend who is like, what's that song that goes like, and then like sings the whole thing flawlessly? Yeah, find that friend, punch them in the face right now. I came across a motorcycle on the side of the road. I looked at it and it said for sale. And I said, you know what? Not anymore, baby. Also, general rule for this entire story. Don't do anything that I did during this time. Holy freak, look at those forehead wrinkles. It's a sign of wisdom. So I called the number and I was like, hey, can I get this motorcycle? And the guy was like, you sure can. And I was like, how much is it? And he was like, $12. And I was like, that's a bad sign. He was like, yeah, like, you know, like, do you have a license? And I was like, nope. And then one day, one of the days I'm riding Brunhilde. That's her name. That's my bicycle's name. I named my bicycle because I'm incredibly lonely. I was driving it around St. George, once again, without a license. Once again, do not do this. I had to work the next day, and my car was parked out front of my friend's house where I would keep the bike in his garage. And I was in my car, and it was like cinematic. Like I was about to turn on the engine of my mom van, and I looked at the bike sitting in the garage, and I go, no. And I turn off the car, put the key in my pocket, walk to the bike, turn it on, and I say to myself, I'm going to drive this all the way to Salt Lake City. If you are not from Utah, this is the state. This is Utah, right? This is St. George. This is Salt Lake. I was impulsive. I was stupid. I wanted to do it just so I could look my grandkids in the face one day and say, hey kids, guess what I did one time when I was young and dumb? And I was trying to impress this girl that I had a really big freaking crush on, which is so stupid. So I hop on this thing. Keep in mind, I had never ridden a road bike on a freeway. And I put this helmet on, I got my leather jacket. I'm like, I belong, baby. Like, this is me. And I drive. And I was pretty dang good on the thing. All right, 50 miles per hour, doing pretty good. 60 miles per hour, doing pretty good. 70 miles. When you hit 80 miles an hour, which is how fast the interstates are in most states, in a car, it's like, oh, I'm going pretty fast. On a bike, it's like, as I was like hauling butt cheeks up I-15, I would pass other motorcyclists and they had their helmet on and they would do the thing and then point because they're like, because that's what we do, you know, we're motorcycle boys, we point stuff. I don't even know what that is, when you pass each other or when you're in an adjacent lane, you just point down and you do like a little nod and you're like, yeah, I'm part of a brotherhood. And then I almost died because I'm not used to pointing and driving. I'm not even used to driving yet. Oh my gosh, please don't arrest me. I get to the halfway point. I like stop underneath this gas station area. This like really awesome sports bike comes up, and this rather disconcertingly attractive woman, who I'm now 90% sure was a Russian assassin. She pulled off the helmet and her hair goes like red, luscious, flowing hair. And she looks to me, and I'm on my like little like turd bike, like, but I have my helmet on, and I kind of like do the slat up, and we make eye contact. And I was like, I think I'm gonna fall in love right now. Motorcycle lady and motorcycle guy, are you kidding? Is there a better pairing besides me and Lindsay Sterling, who once again will not answer my calls? This freaking Neutrogena model lady looks at me on the bike and goes, fills up her tank, puts her helmet on, and drives away. And I was just like, I make roughly the next 2-hour trip completely safe. The freaking semis are passing me, and they're like, hey, it's a little motorcycle guy. And I'm like, yeah, you're a big truck driver. We're kind of like in the same brotherhood, but not quite, you know? Like, we're sort of like the elves and the dwarves, like in Lord of the Rings, where we don't like each other, but like when the time comes, we'll team up, you know? I need a girlfriend so badly. I made it all the way home. Almost. Because this story doesn't have a happy ending, Mr. Potter. My nose looks enormous and I need to shave very badly. I am 2 exits away from my house. And hand to the Bible, I had this thought. I thought, I can't believe that I'll be able to tell my kids and my grandkids that I got away with this. As soon as I thought that, cop lights turn on right behind me. And I go, I was like, how did they know? How did they know I don't have a license? Do they know my other secrets? Do they know what I've done wrong? Did my bishop talk to them? Yeah, they're in the I'm in the computers. I didn't get off the grid fast enough. Like, they should have no way to know that. Like, if they just knew what you were doing wrong, then like drug cartels wouldn't exist or evil wouldn't exist. But without evil, there can be no light. I like pull over on the side of the freeway. He walks up to me and he's like, hey, sorry, I just wanted to let you know that your brake lights aren't working. Like when you tapped your brakes earlier, nothing lit up. So can I see your license and registration? And there's the phrase that you always see in movies that I actually think is a real thing. I think it's like the Miranda rights or something. Anything you say can and will be held against you. And this guy could have held a lot against me because I swear on my great-great-grandmother's grave, this is what I said to him. I pull out my wallet, I pull out my ID, I look at him, and as I'm handing him my ID, I go, I'm breaking so many laws right now. And he just goes like, what? And I was like, yeah, And then he's like, what? I go, have you ever been in love? Have you ever been in love, sir? And he was like, how many drugs are you on right now? And I was like, I am trying to impress a woman. I've had a rough year. I had a rough breakup earlier this year. I bought a bicycle. It's doing really well. And he was like, you're okay, what's going on? I go, I don't have a license, I don't have registration. Like, I drove this thing on an impulse, on a whim, whatever ticket, whatever thing you want to give me, I will pay it. Just don't make me go to prison, I swear. I'm just a boy. So he gives me a ticket. I obviously got a ticket, you know, but what it was is he was like, what you have to do is you just have to get a license, get this thing registered, and then you can drive it. And right before he goes back to his car, he kind of goes, you know, like, I could, like, impound your bike, I could write you up, like, you're doing some very serious stuff right now. And he kind of went, you want to know why I didn't do any of that? And I was like, please, tell me. And he goes, no one has ever been as honest with me as you were just now. And most people are doing a lot less illegal things than you. And I was like, oh. Okay, bye.